Dim overhead fluorescent lights hum above rows of endless shelving. Tonight, like every other night, stretch on, much like the shadows that stretch across the concrete floor. Eli Mercer, 28, unshaven and tired, pushes a metal cart stacked with cardboard boxes. His name tag is smudged, a neon vest hangs loose off his shoulders like a burden.
They say routine keeps you sane. Whoever they are clearly never worked the graveyard shift.
A forklift rolls by in the distance, its operators silent and obscured by dim lighting. Pallets beep as they're scanned. A flickering exit sign buzzes overhead. Elliot stops at a row marked A19. He pulls out a handheld scanner and aims it at a barcode. He sighs, reaches into the shelf, pulls out a dusty box labeled in fading ink, "Archive, do not inventory." He shrugs, drops it onto the cart. His walk continues. A buzzing two-way radio on his hip squelches sharply with static. It cuts through the white noise like a blade.
"Hey, Mercer, you still breathing down there?"
Elliot grabs the radio and presses the button.
Just barely.
He flips the volume down, lets the radio hang loose. His face reflects in a glass panel next to the employee bulletin board. The posted flyer reads, "Mid-year morale barbecue canceled." He keeps walking, and suddenly, in the far-off aisle behind him, a low rumble, like a pallet shifting on its own. Elliot turns. Nothing. Silence. He shakes his head, mutters to himself.
Sleep deprivation's a hell of a drug. All these 10 to 12-hour days have me hearing shit now.
Inside the break room, a vending machine hums under flickering lights. The microwave beeps, but no one moves. It's a quiet war zone of the bored and the resigned. Ruthie Tran, 24, hoodie up, scrolls her phone, earbuds in. She's watching a YouTube video, Top 5 Government Warehouses That Might Be Real. Elliot enters, grabs the burnt end of the coffee pot, pours the dark sludge into a stained mug. He glances at Ruthie. She nods. Acknowledgement, not conversation. Ruthie breaks the silence.
You ever think we're not supposed to be awake during these hours?
Only every night. What I wouldn't give to get put on days.
He sits, cradling the mug like it holds more than caffeine. There's a long pause, the kind that fills spaces between strangers who know each other only by schedule.
You ever hear the humming?
What?
That deep, low hum. Not the lights. Something else. Like a generator under the floor.
Probably just the foundation settling. Or rats. Big ones.
Before she can respond, a loud thud vibrates through the intercom. Ruthie jumps.
"Pallet misfiled. Section 43B. Mercer, check it out."
Elliot groans, grabs his mug and dumps the coffee. Ruthie watches him go, then glances back at her phone. The video glitches. Back out on the warehouse floor, harsh lighting gives way to flickering shadows. Elliot rolls up with his cart, looking for the misfile. A pallet leans awkwardly off its base, shrink wrap torn. He squats to adjust it and notices something strange. A rectangular outline on the floor just behind the stack. He moves a heavy crate aside, straining. Beneath it, a trapdoor, embedded in the concrete. Its hinges rusted, but intact. No lock, no label. Elliot traces the edges, then presses his hand to the cold surface. A small puff of dust escapes the seams.
That's not on the floor map.
He grabs a crowbar from the cart, wedges it under the seam and pries it open with effort. A rush of air, cold, stale, hits his face. A metal ladder disappears into pitch blackness below. He looks around. Silence. He slings his flashlight over his shoulder, takes a breath, and begins to descend. Elliot's flashlight beam slices through darkness as he climbs deeper. Each step down the ladder echoes. The sound of dripping water grows louder. Walls transition from industrial cement to aged stonework. Moss clings to the mortar. Strange etchings appear, ancient and indecipherable. At the base, he steps onto a damp floor. Before him stands an immense door of stone and bronze, covered in carvings from countless cultures, a trident, an ankh, a hammer, runes, wings. Elliot runs his hand along the surface. It vibrates faintly.
No way this is real.
The door slowly opens on its own, groaning with the weight of centuries. Inside, Elliot finds a vast chamber, larger than any warehouse floor above. Stone pillars reach upward into darkness. Racks of relics and artifacts, some familiar, others alien. Ambient, glowing symbols on pedestals pulse in response to Elliot's presence. A breeze moves through the air, no clear source. He steps forward, slowly. A pedestal draws his attention. Resting on it, a worn pair of winged leather sandals. The Greek label etched into the base reads, Talaria of Hermes. Elliot hesitates and then reaches out. As his fingers brush the sandals, a flash. A vivid, overwhelming vision. Hermes darts between clouds, holding a scroll. Olympus blurs past him. Names echo in Elliot's mind. Chione, Dices, Ether. His knees give out. Elliot gasps awake, drenched in sweat. His flashlight lies beside him, flickering. The sandals now rest on the floor beside him, subtly pulsing with faint golden light. He picks them up and tucks them into his satchel, trembling. As he turns to leave, a figure stands in the shadows.
Some doors are meant to stay closed.
Elliot jumps, startled.
Who the hell are you?
The one who keeps the locks from rusting and people from stumbling into things they shouldn't.
You work here?
In a manner of speaking, I tend to things that aren't found on schedules or floor plans.
8. Elliot squints at him, unsure whether to be afraid or amused.
That's supposed to mean something?
You touched something sacred, and now it knows you.
It?
The reliquary. The things inside. They're not dead, just forgotten.
A tense silence stretches. McAllister gives him a faint smile, something ancient in his eyes.
I think it best that you get back before it notices you're gone too long.
Without another word, McAllister turns and disappears into the darkness. Elliot, stunned, backs out slowly, eyes scanning every glowing relic he passes. A short time later, Elliot climbs out, panting. He shuts the trapdoor behind him, places a crate on top, and stands still in the aisle. He looks at his trembling hands, then down at the sandals in his satchel. Across town, as rain patters against her window, as the sun begins to break the horizon, Ruthie reads new posts on her most trusted conspiracy forum. Modern relics, myth or real. She clicks on a thread titled, Whispers from the Warehouse. Confused, her brow furrows.
I know that label code. That's from our facility.
Her screen flickers, and the thread disappears from her screen.
This concludes our first episode of The Forgotten Reliquary Adventures.
Please like, follow and subscribe to see what happens next to Elliot and The Forgotten Reliquary Adventures.